Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Friday, September 13th, 2024. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with AEW ratings news. This week's edition of AEW Dynamite drew an audience of 716,000 at TBS, according to Programming Insider. That's up 8% from last week's audience of 660,000. The rating in the 18 to 49-year-old demographic was a .21, also up from last week's rating of .19. TNA Wrestling presented the Victory Road Go Home episode of Impact last night on Access TV, featuring matches taped on August 31st at Old Forester's Parish Town Hall in Lexington, Kentucky. In the main event, the Hardy Boys defeated Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers of the System.
And all the momentum in the corner of the Hardys, Jeff going up top. Swanton bomb cover. The Hardys delete the System.
Here are your winners, the Hardys.
In the opening match, Steve Maclin rolled up Hammerstone for the win. After the match, Hammerstone attacked Maclin, but Eric Young made the save. Giselle Shaw made her final TNA appearance in a losing effort against Heather Reckless. In other results, Ash by Elegance defeated Zaya Brookside, and Ace Austin and Chris Bay defeated AJ Francis and Casey Navarro. Ring of Honor streamed last night on Honor Club, featuring matches taped on July 28th, August 10th, and August 11th. In the main event, ROH World Television Champion Atlantis Jr. defeated Peter Avalon in a non-title proving ground match. In other selected results, Leo Rush defeated Rocky Romero, Queen Aminata topped Harley Cameron, Robin Renegade defeated Angela Risk, and Sammy Guevara went over Arya Davari. And we close with some news from Japan. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced Jake Lee has been pulled from Saturday's show in Noburebitsu after injuring his right foot during a six-man tag team match on Wednesday in Sendai. No timetable was issued for his return. Lee is the second New Japan wrestler to go down this week, as Ren Narita injured his arm during Monday's show. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.